Smile, John.
Yeah.
Smile. All right.
Good evening. It's July 25th, 2025, Wednesday.
June.
Good evening. Take two. Good evening. It's June 25th, 2025, and we're in studio 9F today. And it's Wednesday, by the way. It's my pleasure and distinct honor to be speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
You're looking well.
Yeah.
Looks like you just got a shave and a haircut. You're looking pretty good. Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925, and here we are in 2025, and Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100. Hear it?
Yeah.
He's knocking on the door of 100. It's just absolutely amazing. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Yeah. Wow. Mr. Jeckovich said a couple months ago in one of our readings that you blinked your eyes at 20 and now you're 100.
Yeah.
Where the hell did 80 years go?
Yeah, where to go?
It went by that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. But you're in beautiful shape. Mr. Jeckovich reads 3 newspapers every morning, including the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times with no glasses at all. He recently shook his great-grandson's hand and knocked the kid to the ground. It's a powerful grip. 100 years old, could you imagine? Mr. Jeckovich never took a prescription or a vitamin. He jogged for 80 years.
I'm the only one in here that's 100 years old in the whole place.
That's a good point. I personally don't know anyone 100. If anyone listening, text us at 407-366-0000. That's good you brought this up. I don't know anybody that's 100. Please text us at 407-366-0000. So listen, boys and girls, it's a short dance around the sun. It truly is a short dance around the sun. Enjoy your time. Like Mr. Jeckovich said, he blinked his eyes at 20, and now he's 100. He blinked his eyes at 20, now he's 100. But he's in perfect health. It's just unbelievable. But I was thinking on the way to the studio today, who the hell do I know that's 100? I don't know anybody. I never met a person that's 100. Staff, do you know of anyone that's 100?
No.
No, I don't know. So, by the way, if you're about 40 years old and listening to this, you have a 5% chance of making it to 100. It's not an easy task. It's tough. It's tough. What do you consider your longevity? What do you consider your longevity? How did you get your longevity? Hello, Homer.
Good evening.
We're trying to figure it out.
You are
No one in this room or none of the staff knows anyone 100. Do you personally know anyone 100? I don't know anybody. Do you?
no.
I see.
No.
You're one of a kind, Mr. Jeckovich.
Yeah.
We were thinking for 10 minutes, Homer, who the hell is 100 besides you? Staff, did you hear of anyone?
No.
No one, staff.
Yeah.
So Mr. Jeckovich is one of the kind, we call him the super soldier. During World War II, he was shot in the shoulder by a sniper. He was beat up, stabbed,
Lost a hip.
lost a hip, bombed by a dirty bomb, which, tell us what a dirty bomb is. Tell us what a
Frostbite.
frostbite trench foot. And that frostbite bothers you every day. for
That
the last
bothers me
2 years.
right now.
Bothering you right now. What's the pain level?
Pain level,
How high is it?
about 10, 12.
It's way up there.
Enough to keep me asleep.
Yeah, it doesn't. Are you able to sleep?
Well, I gotta work myself to get to sleep.
Yeah. But you never took a sleeping pill in your life.
Huh?
You never took a sleeping pill in your life.
No.
Wouldn't do it. But tell us what a dirty bomb is.
Dirty bomber's got screwdrivers, knife, razor blades in it, acid.
Yeah. So the Nazis would pack this bomb that would blow up on the soldiers' heads in a foxhole with acid, knives, shrapnel, razors, anything nasty, rusty, and dirty they could put. It'll blow up over your head and it'll cause the most damage. Mr. Jeckovich had many pieces of this dirty bomb removed in Paris for 3 months, hospital, but he still has shrapnel. He still has shrapnel in his body right now. And what happens when you have to go to get on an airplane at the airport?
I got a slip saying what I got.
Yeah. And a side note, his buddy, Donald Lape, was also a teenage fighter. And he got hit by the same dirty bomb, and he wasn't so lucky. Took Donald Lape's head off, and only thing that was hanging from it was his glasses. Mr. Jeckovich removed his glasses and took one dog tag and sent a beautiful letter to Donald Lape's mother and father in New York. What part of New York?
Watergate,
Yeah.
New York.
And even though they're in miserable pain by finding out their teenage son was killed, they sent Mr. Jeckovich a long page letter. We read it. We found this letter, 80-year-old letter or so, about Mabel Lape thanking Mr. Jeckovich. She called him Johnny, Johnny this and Johnny that. And she was kind of happy that her son died quickly because that dirty bomb ended his life within seconds. And then, all the pain this family was in, here's one of the reasons why we call them the greatest generations of all times. They received a note that a letter, not a note, that their teenage son is dead in World War II, and they within days, they sent a beautiful letter to Mr. Jeckovich. They said, Johnny, thank you for everything, and we're putting together a package for you.
Yeah.
Could you imagine all the misery they're going through?
Yeah.
They put together a nice package, and they said, Johnny, I hope you get it quickly. They referred to you as Johnny, correct?
Yeah.
And what was in this box when you finally...
Oh, all kinds of stuff, goodies, clothes,
Cakes?
a wristwatch. They sent me a wristwatch.
Yeah.
too.
Wow. And a pie.
Yeah. Did you share it with the other soldiers?
Huh?
Did you share it with the other soldiers?
Did I?
The pie and stuff? Did you share it with the other soldiers?
Oh yeah, in the squad. Yeah.
So that's a small example why we're calling this the greatest generation of all time. This family is going through miserable pain. Their other son's on active duty in World War II in the Navy. Then Donald Lape's best friend at home, he's also a teenager. They just got notified that he was killed a few days in another location than Donald Lape was. That family took it very hard. The father, when he received notice that his teenage son was killed in World War II, he automatically had a heart attack and he died too.
Oh boy.
So this war brought so much misery
Yeah.
and so much pain. And it's still giving pain and misery today,
Yeah.
80 years later.
Yeah.
During World War II, there were 16,400,000 young men and women that participated, I should say beautiful, patriotic young men and women that participated in World War II.
Yeah.
16,400,000. Some of the kids at 16 and 17 lied to get into service because they wanted to participate. They wanted to help the United States win. They were very patriotic. Today, in 2025, combat frontline infantry like Mr. Jeckovich, we only have 5,000 of them left. There's only 5,000 of these guys left. And we're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. Yeah. We're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. So if you have any questions or text messages or comments to Mr. Jeckovich, he'll respond to all of them. No matter what the subject, his mind is like a library from A to Z. He had several businesses. He worked at Kimberly-Clark. He was married. Marriage questions. How long were you married for?
69 years.
Huh. Could you find a better person to ask a question about marriage than this man that was married for 69 long and wonderful years? A common denominator after reading about World War II and after speaking to Mr. Jeckovich in 3 years on these 600 podcasts, one common denominator that I keep on coming up with about the greatest generation of all time is one word only. It's empathy. This group of people back then, that generation had great empathy. Empathy is the glue to civilization. Empathy is the glue to humanity. So without empathy, we got nothing. Do you think this generation today has much empathy?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I truly believe there's more good people than bad, but we're certainly seeing bad examples of many people today that lack empathy.
Yeah.
Most people today, instead of having empathy, they're egocentric. Many people today are not Christocentric. You have to have some religion to keep the basics going. Without that, you're not going to do well in your life. And many of them are just egocentric, and they're not Christocentric. Many, many, many. And they're always looking for this instant gratification. And if you would hear Mr. Jekovich's reading, there's no instant gratification in that generation. They took their time and got things done the right way. Empathy, that's a common denominator I keep on coming up with. Like the Late family, they lost their son, they lost their son's best friend. They're on nervous wreck because there are other boys in the Navy. What do? They don't turn evil. They don't turn with a cold heart, a hardened heart, which is careful getting that hardened heart. You get a hardened heart, you'll have a hard life ahead of you. What they did, they got, Johnny, we're setting you on a box. Johnny, hope this box gets you sooner. Empathy, a beautiful heart. A beautiful heart. When Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925, pretty close to Depression era, did you think you were poor?
Right?
You were born in 1925, close to the Depression area. Did you think you were poor?
No, no.
Tell us what you thought.
Well, I was young too. I didn't realize it.
So you didn't.
I didn't think I was missing anything.
You didn't miss nothing. There you go. You didn't miss anything. Yeah. Wow. No, you sure didn't miss anything. Keep in mind when Mr. Jeckovich was born, during that time, gasoline was 7 cents a gallon. You'd fill up your big 4,000-pound, 21-foot-long car, 3-speed manual shift on a steering wheel, 7 cents a gallon for $1.50. A beautiful new house was $2,000. A brand new car was $500. And the way it worked back then, the father was the breadwinner. He was able to work basically one job, and the mother stayed home and took care of the household.
The kids.
It seemed like everything went pretty smooth, right?
Yeah.
Now you have to feel very sorry for the younger people today because everything is so expensive. You know, they got the husband working 2 or 3 jobs, they got the wife working 2 or 3 jobs, and they can't afford a house or they can't afford to keep the house. Groceries are through the roof.
Food's high too.
And what?
Food.
Yeah, food is high. Everything's high. And so it's tough. It's tough for young people today to make it. Last year in Florida alone, there was 90,000 divorces. How come?
Money.
Yeah. Money will put a hell of a strain on any marriage. And once you got that strain, you'll be grinding it out, grinding it out, grinding it out. And that's not a good way to live. Grinding it out is not a good way to live. Last week we were thinking of some small businesses that married people could have and work together as a family, be entrepreneurs. We didn't really have the best ideas. We're still looking. But if you can find something, younger people, that you could run a business and you and husband and wife could both work it, you could probably make a better financial income than you're making now. And if it's something if you like, you'll make money and you'll enjoy it. It'll be like not going to work. Already, many times people are going to 2 or 3 jobs they don't like. They're just going there to put bread on the table, and that's called grinding it out. You do not want to grind it out. Nope. Grinding it out is hell. And maybe it's very important with these 90,000 divorces. You must vet your partner carefully. You must vet your partner carefully. Because once you get married, the honeymoon stage lasts, a week? And then the reality sets in. The reality sets in. So we just hope that we can think of more ideas for these young people to become entrepreneurs, and they can have a very happy life, and they can make more money they're making now and working together with their partner. That's what we're hoping for. Mr. Jeckovich, we get dozens and dozens of inquiries every day. How much is your book, and where can I buy it?
It's not for sale.
It's not for sale. This book has nothing to do about money. Not at all. It wasn't written for money. Mr. Jeckovich has got plenty of money. The book was written to be a roadmap for the younger guys to have a simpler and more wholesome life. There's example after example after example in the book. There's only one copy of the book, of Mr. Jeckovich's book. It's titled Their Mother's Sons, and that's on display at the World War II Museum in New Orleans. But it's not about money, it's not about selling a book. We have about 600 podcasts. I've taken the book from page 1 to the end. How many pages?
849.
Oh my God. So every word of that book is on these podcasts. You can listen to it for free and maybe get some ideas to have a more wholesome and simpler life. That's what this is about. No more. It's Mr. Jeckovich leaving a story. His mind is like a library. He's done many things. That's why you can text him at 407-366-0000. You sure can. He'll be glad to answer your questions. Wow. Mr. Jeckovich, a unique story was when he went in as a teenage boy to World War II, he was affectionately called the diaper division. And then before they left the war, they had to hold down Bastogne. The casualty rate was 97%. During the Battle of Bulge, coming out of the Ardennes forest, was hundreds of Nazis, infantry Nazis, 6,000 Nazi tanks, and these guys had to hold Bastogne. Their orders were to do what?
Hold it.
And what happens if you didn't hold it?
And then Germans would be coming in.
Yeah, you might be speaking German right now in the United States. They had to hold it. Their casualty rate was at 97%. Blood everywhere the snow was now red.
Yeah.
The snow was now red. There was bodies everywhere. And so now, when Mr. Jeckovich came in as a teenage boy, he was affectionately called the diaper division. But since him and other soldiers were caught off guard in Bastogne and they're told to hold it. They couldn't get any air support because for 4 days, 4 long days, the skies, you couldn't see a thing out. The airplanes couldn't fly. There was no visibility. So they couldn't get supplies, they couldn't get weapons, they couldn't get ammos. Their paratroopers by thousands were waiting to go, but they couldn't go. And they couldn't get any air support. So there's a 97% casualty. And now instead of being affectionately called the diaper division, he's now called, to this day, the bloody bastards of Bastogne. Because they held Bastogne. If Bastogne wasn't held, there's good chances we wouldn't have all the freedoms we have now in the United States, and we might be speaking German. That was a very important thing. Mr. Jeckovich, when he was in Bastogne, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. No one would ever think the Nazis would come through the Ardennes forest for 2 reasons. It was the coldest winter of record, and the trees in the Ardennes forest are very close together. It's very populated. It's hard to bring equipment through. It's hard to get equipment, supplies through. Hard to bring tanks through. The Nazis' idea was they were going to bust down trees and keep coming, which they did. But their fuel supply in these 6,000 tanks would be gone. So they were planning on raiding the American reserves.
Yeah, they were running out of fuel.
That didn't happen. So before Mr. Jeckovich left World War II, he came in as a teenage boy, he was awarded the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, Army Campaign Medal, European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal with 3 Bronze Service Stars, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with Germany clasp, Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge with carbine, pistol, and machine gun bars. Which weapon did you like to operate the best?
M1.
I was told that this machine gun was a heavy-duty machine gun. It took many soldiers to operate it. I was told it was also, was it water-cooled?
Well, yeah.
Water-cooled?
Yeah.
And how would you cool it during 20 below weather?
Antifreeze. Antifreeze.
Yeah. And now you pop off 2,000 or 3,000 rounds with several guys around you. Do you stay or do you move on?
Yeah.
After you shoot off about a couple thousand rounds.
You had to move it.
Why'd you move it?
I guess you could say it was it.
Okay. Marksman Badge with rifle bar. Honorable Service lapel button, World War II. Minutes, please. So Mr. Jeckovich left highly decorated. Left highly decorated.
Just under 7.
And I was looking at most of the papers, your history of your papers, were burned by a big fire in Ohio.
Yeah.
Most of GI's papers were burned and destroyed. But I did notice something here. It said when you were drafted, you were 187 pounds.
Yeah.
How much do you weigh now?
151.
You have a lot of catching up to do.
Never happened.
You're too light. You're too light. But on the good news side, you could fit into your World War II uniform very easily.
Yeah.
It'd be loose. Because most guys, when they get older, they get heavier. That's good. It says here you're living at 3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. Is that true?
Yeah.
How was that neighborhood?
That was a beautiful neighborhood. Not a nice neighborhood now. It's all
Tell us
over
some
hell.
of the things you would do there.
Huh?
Tell us some of the things you would do there.
What?
Like what kind of hobbies would you do there? Ice skating? How would you ice skate the street?
Over the fire hydrants, flee the street, and
Yeah.
ice skate,
That was
and
beautiful.
you had the creek to skate on.
That was nice. That was really nice. But you spent most of your life at 3063 Orleans Avenue, right? Yeah. Also, when the war was finally over, I'm noticing a note from Colonel J. Harris. Colonel J. Harris. He states that you're entitled to a mustering out pay. A mustering out pay is like money you get to get back to your civilian life to get set up again,
Yeah.
right? What was your mustering out pay?
$300,
Remember that, huh?
$2,000.
And they gave you $100 a month for 3
Yeah,
months?
yeah,
So that was the money that the Colonel Harris gave you from the U.S. Army to get your life back in track in Niagara Falls, right?
yeah,
Was it enough?
yeah.
Okay. And they also noticed you got a bonus here. They said give them $21.95. What
For
was
bus
that?
fare home.
Bus fare home.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. So that's a very, very interesting fact. But that's about all the papers that we got left, because most of the papers got burned at the government offices in Ohio. They sure did. They got burned at government offices in Ohio. Was your snow plowing business or your laundromat business, they were both in Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah.
Which one did you enjoy the most?
Snowplower.
That was the best
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
And what was your equipment like?
Myers plow was the best plow out. I had a four-wheel drive Toyota.
And then the Myers plow would be a plow that would last 100 years.
Yeah.
You change your hydraulic fluids, maybe a
Yeah.
pump, and that's it.
Yeah.
And did you do a lot of work with that Myers plow?
Oh, yeah.
And you had an international four-door, four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive, yeah.
Minutes, please. Was it gas or diesel?
Gas.
Gas. Was it automatic?
Automatic?
3.5.
Was it
No,
automatic?
no, I
or
had to
manual?
shift it.
I see. And your laundromat, where was that located?
Second in Niagara.
And what was that neighborhood like?
It was a poor neighborhood because that's where you had to go. You had to go people with it and have a wash machine.
And how'd that business go?
It went good. I was there 18 years.
And the people respected your
Oh,
equipment?
the poor people are more respectful they are.
They're very respectful.
Yeah,
They took care of your equipment.
yeah.
An interesting side note, when you went there at 2 o'clock in the morning to collect your money, what did you hear? The falls?
Here the falls, roar of the falls.
Roar of the falls.
Yeah,
That must have been nice. So you were a stone's throw from the actual drop of the falls?
yeah.
Wow. And you had a little secret, you had a little trick that you tell your wife to come and do the family laundry. What was your little secret or trick there?
Well, I gave her 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 washers in part of disorder, they're out of order, and she'd go down and do the washing.
So you disaffected these 5 or 6 washers, and you put out of order signs on each one of them, and then you went to the payphone and called up your wife Delphine and said, come on down and pull off the out of order signs and do your laundry.
Yeah.
Minutes?
Just under 2.
How many?
Just under 2.
Did you have to also disinfect the dryers?
Oh, no, the dryers were good, but they're heated.
Okay, so it cleaned itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So when you'd go there at 2 o'clock in the morning to collect your loot, it's all in coins, right? How much was a dryer?
Dryers were 10 cents,
How much was a washer?
25,
How much was an extractor?
25.
So what did you do with all those coins? Did you go someplace to roll them? Where'd you go?
Well, I rolled downstairs, Delphine helped me, and then take it to the bank.
I see. So you had to roll them by hand, right? Roll the,
And market,
and what you had to do, put your name on it?
yeah,
And what bank did you have to go to?
Bank of America,
I see. And then you turned in all your money,
yeah.
and then what they do, just deposit it, or did they give you cash?
No, they gave me
Deposit.
cash.
Okay.
Cash.
So and plus the bank probably could have used all the coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have used all the coins. How often did the washers break down?
Only thing broke down was the motors.
The motors. And then what'd you do then?
They have to take it to Buffalo, get it rewired.
Were your washers gravity fed or pump fed?
They were gravity fed.
How come you did gravity?
I put it on a 2-foot cement slab.
Why did you do gravity?
It would be cheaper.
And would be no problems, right? The water would just gush
It's
out.
gravity, yeah.
10 seconds.
That was the best thing, right?
Yeah.
Would you recommend gravity?
Well, I mean, I don't know how they do it now, but
What would you
it
recommend?
worked for me. It worked for me good.
Yeah.